This program was brought to you by PennyMac TPO. Visit tpo.pennymac.com to learn more about becoming a partner and starting your journey to greatness. With the people, products, and technology to take you there, it's why they say, at PennyMac, greatness lives here.
Welcome to The Interest. I'm Christine Stewart.
And I'm Mike Savino. Christine, I had a nice early start to my day today. So my dogs wake up around 2:30 in the morning to go to the bathroom. I let them out, but instead of going to do their business, they make a beeline for a skunk that happened to be in the yard. So now I'm running around like a maniac, probably waking up my neighbors. My wife comes out, helps us wrangle the dogs. Then I need hydrogen peroxide at 3 in the morning. So you can imagine there's not a lot of options, but we did get the smell to go away. Imagine having dogs is a lot like having kids. I don't have kids though.
It's as difficult to wrangle kids as it is to wrangle dogs. And you know what? Neither of them want a bath.
Well, luckily it's easy to entertain a dog. All I need is a Frisbee. It probably takes a lot more to keep a kid busy. But I shouldn't complain. I am able to come here to work after all of that, and more people in the industry are not able to do that, the latest being at Keavi. The San Francisco-based lender for real estate investors who renovate and flip homes laid off 39 employees this week. And while the company would not confirm the number of employees, it did issue a statement confirming this reduction in force. At Keavi, we are focused on delivering outstanding products and services to our customers. And given market conditions, we have carefully evaluated our operations and determined that a headcount reduction was needed. The layoffs amount to 7% of the staff, and they come just a few weeks after Keavi had announced it had closed a $218 million revolving securitization of unrated residential transition loans.
In other news, with inflation reaching 40-year highs, aggressive interest rate hikes, and limited housing inventory, the need for these home buying assistance programs are growing in popularity. Down Payment Resource found that the number of programs increased nearly 2% in the second quarter. The number of programs increased by 35. Among them were 5 nationwide or multi-state programs and 12 statewide programs. Assistance for first mortgages, combined down payment, and closing cost support, community second mortgages, and deed restriction programs were also added. And programs offering veteran exemptions grew from 176 to 184 this quarter, an almost 5% increase.
Helping borrowers understand the process and helping them take advantage of these programs can feel like a lot of extra work just to close one loan. But real estate mogul Janiras World says it can pay off in the long run, and it can feel good to help people who didn't think they'd ever be able to own a home. In the latest episode of our podcast, Gated Communities, Suarez says she wanted to start her own show, Janiras World, to showcase how anyone can get a home with the right guidance.
Now it's more than just selling a house. We're transforming people's lives.
Real estate mogul Yanira Suarez says it's important to know just how impactful you are working in the home buying industry, especially when working with groups of people who are underserved. She knows from experience.
I know what it is to start from zero, from nothing.
16 years ago, Suarez found herself a single mother of a 10-year-old and in need of a career change. She decided to become a licensed mortgage loan officer and a real estate agent.
The little I knew it was that this career was going to become now my passion, my mission, and my calling for helping other families like mine that had no other choices.
She quickly found success and now runs 5 companies in real estate and home building. And now she has a show on YouTube, Janiras World. Suarez wanted to showcase how owning a home can change lives in the Latino community.
No one is bringing the light to the families like mine and the people that I have helped, thousands of families. That is not only the struggle, but their accomplishments, their victories, their contribution to this country.
In the latest episode of the Mortgage News Network's Gated Communities podcast, Suarez says anyone who works on the home buying process should feel the obligation to help all potential borrowers understand how things work. She runs seminars on everything from improving credit to finding better paying jobs.
It's very easy to say, okay, you have 800 credit score. Let's go. I want to put you in contract. But what happened with this family that in their country, they didn't even know how credit works?
Suarez says her career and her show are examples that working with underserved borrowers can be beneficial to everyone.
Have been the example of, yes, we can.
You can catch one of Suarez's conversation in today's episode of Gated Communities, a podcast on how to help underserved borrowers. Episode 2 airs August 3rd. For the Mortgage News Network, I'm Mike Savino.
And finally, the competition for homes dipped below 50% in June for the first time since the start of the pandemic. Housing market competition is declining because higher mortgage rates, high home prices, inflation, and a falling stock market have eroded homebuyer budgets, causing some house hunters to drop out of the market. While the market is cooling, it's not coming to a crashing halt. House hunters who can still afford to buy should consider taking advantage of the slowdown, given that there's way less competition. Roughly 60,000 home purchase agreements were called off in June, equal to nearly 15% of homes that went under contract that month. That's the highest percentage on record, with the exception of the start of the pandemic. The National Association of Realtors also reported today that home sales dropped for the 5th consecutive month in June. The median existing home sales price climbed 13.4% from 1 year ago to $416,000, a new record high. The typical monthly mortgage payment for a home buyer is now $2,387 at the current 5.51% mortgage rate, up 44% from a year ago.
This program was brought to you by PennyMac TPO. Visit tpo.pennymac.com to learn more about becoming a partner and starting your journey to greatness.
For more on these and all of today's top stories, go to mortgagenewsnetwork.com.